right. Welcome, everybody, to the Kamunabi Headquarters. On this momentous day,
Everybody.
not only are we inducting a new member into our group, Red, what's up? How you doing?
Good, I'm doing fine.
But
Have to
He's
save my
official
voice.
now.
Inducting.
Yeah, he's a full-time member.
What hazing
We
methods are we going to
also
use?
got two special guests on today. We have a peace envoy from the Hishaku Hideout. How's it feel to be in enemy territory, boys?
I feel at home. You know, we're about to make this place our new home.
I think seeing the way the manga's going, you might be right.
You wouldn't have said that 3 chapters ago, but now the story's different. Now you are allowed to say that.
The times have
Fair.
changed.
How you doing, Shiny? It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm doing really good.
Hell yeah.
Johnny's voice is just so attractive, right?
What?
This dude. Damn it, Smokey. My cat is bothering me right now. This dude.
Oh, nice.
Anyways. So, yeah, you guys ready to talk some Kagurabachi? Oh, wait. First, we got a couple questions for the guests.
Oh, yes.
This is a tradition. This is a long-standing
I'm not
tradition.
single, Karasu.
All right, first question. Shiny, you might not need to answer this one. I think we already know your answer. But what's your favorite type of cookie?
Do brownies count?
No.
Only if it's,
No.
only if it's a brownie cookie.
Yeah, unless it's a brookie.
Yeah.
But no, just a standalone brownie? No, that doesn't count.
That is not a cookie, unfortunately.
Then I guess macadamia chocolate chip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
He
respect
knows
that
what his
answer.
dinner's gonna be tonight.
All right. What about you, Tiberius?
I'm not a big cookie kind of guy, but I mean, a plain Jane chocolate chip cookie, you know.
Good
It's a
choice.
solid, respectable
Glass
answer.
of milk.
Yeah, like you can't go wrong with a solid chocolate chip, you know?
Warm chocolate chip, glass of milk, use a spoon to dip it in.
What
All
is
right.
this
Next
podcast?
question.
I'm just playing.
Do you guys call it
Hey, no,
punch buggy?
Karasu.
What?
Don't tell them what it is. You just send a picture in the chat and they have to tell us what it's called from there.
Oh, okay. No, that's a great idea.
We call it punch buggy, whatever it is, punch buggy.
No,
Cal,
god damn
Send a
it.
picture.
No.
Wait,
picture.
you just expect me to have a picture of a Volkswagen Beetle?
No.
She's got enough gold.
Here, actually,
Here, let
I
me
got
grab
you. I
one.
got you.
No, okay,
I got it. I
No,
got it. If you really want me.
I'm already here.
No,
I'm
everyone-
copying the image. Whoever gets there first wins. Boys, what do we call
I
that?
also got a picture of a yellow.
Beetle.
Mazzolino.
Cal,
we
I
both
think
picked yellow one.
Ooh,
yeah, I think that's
that's
the
a higher
same
quality
picture, just
picture of a beetle.
One of them's just in a suburban neighborhood, and one of them's just in the
They're
wild.
angled slightly different.
One of them's on the set of Dune.
It's a slug bug.
It's a
It's a
slug
wild
bug in the
slug bug.
wild.
Yeah.
Wait, who else said slug bug? Who else
Me.
said
One's
that?
a
Oh, okay.
that's
I
a
thought I had a new
residential
supporter.
bug. And then that's the beetle
right,
that's
and
in
then-
the set of Dune.
Well, that's a punch buggy. I don't know what we're talking about.
You know what, Glow? We've discussed this. You're wrong.
What? It is a buggy.
Yep.
Nah,
Red agree.
slug bug, bro.
All right, you
And
Midwesterners.
then, all right, last question. Last question. We already all know the answer to this, but who do you guys think the traitor is?
It's probably
Ow.
Yatsuru, no?
Wait, did you?
Just full conviction, no hesitation.
We've gotten some,
Answered it.
we've got
All
some
I'm saying is
crazy
Cal
answers here
was
for-
on the Hishaku Hideout
was.
live stream before all of this, so you know she might be in cahoots and y'all just don't know. Like I knew all these questions before I got on today.
Oof.
Okay,
Ooh.
what's the fourth question?
Yikes.
Yeah, what's the fourth one? Huh?
To save, I won't. Whatever.
Great time for you to start bugging
Yeah.
out on us.
I do have like half a tattoo on my hand. I'm not sure how that appeared.
I'm telling you.
Damn.
It
I got
started,
shiny.
Like, pummeling
I-
up.
All right. So,
What is the
anyways, I
fourth
think we should
question,
start
though?
talking some Kagurabachi. My first and only thought here is to anybody who said Samura wasn't gonna die, suck it.
He's not dead though.
Well, okay. Before
He's
we
dead.
Yeah, actually.
No, he's
well,
not.
okay, before
He
we
got
Kind
turned
talk
into
about all
cat. Or,
this,
well, he got turned into cat litter. So
Sentient. Sentient cat
Man.
litter. He's still alive.
Sentient cat litter.
well, I just want to say before we get started talking about all of the events, we are covering just all of the events from chapter number 108 all the way to 112 because we're behind again, and we're just going to be mentioning all of our various thoughts on these chapters, not really sort of going in order, just whatever we want to talk about. So those are the chapters we are covering today.
Yeah, it's just elephant in the room. You know how it is.
Yeah, you
was
just got to get it
speaking
out of
to
the
me.
way.
I mean, hey, recording schedules for all of us don't always work out that great. So, I'm glad we could all be here today.
This is true. What even happens
yeah,
in
so-
chapter 1? Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
I should probably pull it up
Yo,
too. Let me
it's so
just go to my hard drive.
you know what's so funny about 108 is the fact that you would think Izaru of all like the Kamunabi higher ups would be the most sympathetic to Soga's like view, and Soga just slices that boy's arms off or his hands.
Wait, he cut off Izaru's hands? I don't remember that.
As he touches
That's
down
crazy.
first.
Is that what? That's not 108, is it? I think that's 10.
Oh, 9. That's 109.
Yeah. We're skipping ahead
Oh,
already. No,
this
that is
chapter.
funny though. That is hilarious.
He just cuts his arms off.
No, literally, because that's like the one person that
Chapters
would
up.
support him, probably. And then
It's like him and Kazan stuck to a wall as graffiti, and now Izaru's got no hands.
that's the Azami difference.
He
Well,
got the Azami difference. He got splattered.
Is everybody thinking that like Izaru is like would have supported Akemura that much? Because like I've seen him as a character who's like very loyal to the Kabunabi and probably wouldn't go along with Akemura after knowing everything he's done. Is it just like
I
the
think
wrong take in the Kagurabachi community right now?
No,
I don't think so. I
more
think
just-
it's.
my bad. Cal,
Wait,
go ahead.
you're probably better at explaining it than I would be, to be honest.
More so like the usage of like the like this justice for the citizens and the blades being a good deterrent against crime. I think Izaru more along would agree to that side of it. Now Soga would have issues with, but that would probably be the only like connection or parallel there of Izaru wanting to use them for the good of Japan. And that's Soga's whole thing. It's just Soga's kind of taints the, that whole, vision of peace.
No, I mean I do get that with the whole idea of like Soga's whole thing is like just as long as the citizens of Japan is fine, he doesn't care. I get where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Izaru is actually a really strong character that doesn't really get talked about a whole lot, just because it was easy. He was made for us to like. He's kind of like the red herring of the Kabunabi higher ups of like, oh yeah, this guy's an asshole. He was trying to smoke Chihiro while Chihiro was like, handcuffed. But,
See, I
mean,
personally got the idea that like Izaru was honestly a good guy at heart the first
Well, I
time
think he
around.
is, but that doesn't mean like I don't think every single person that stays with the Kamunabi after Soga's leading would be like a bad person necessarily.
No,
They
that's
could
fair.
be, but I don't think all of them.
I mean,
would
like,
be.
what realistically, like, what would you do? I mean, I'm definitely doing nothing against Magatsumi. Like, I don't think
It's probably
anybody else
better to be a
is either.
sheep in that situation.
don't doubt yourself,
Probably.
bro. I put my money on Karasu.
No, give me an enchanted blade. I got you. I'll kill that bitch.
Well,
Be
you're really
done.
gonna show Shibuya an incident, huh?
Hell yeah, I'll fucking go Sukuna on his ass. And just dice him
Ooh,
up.
what? Okay, buddy.
I'll
Interesting
turn that
metaphor.
dude into Gojo. But no, without an enchanted blade, nobody's doing anything.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
also just like I feel like the message that he's saying isn't that bad. He's like, he's fighting for peace, but it's just his definition
I
of
think
evil
it's-
is so wide and like unknown.
Yeah,
and
I
then,
think
like,
his view of it's just a little skewed. You know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah, but it's like if people
He's
hear like, yeah,
generalizing
I'm
it.
fighting for the good of the people, like better than the old Kamunabi ever did, then
like instead of judging people by people, he's just generalizing. Like, oh,
He paints it with a wide brush.
Sazanami.
yeah, I mean, I just
Yeah,
feel
we-
like, normal Kamunabi members would hear like, I'm fighting for the peace of the people, and they'd be like, okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that guy
you're-
was locked
You
up in a
went out on
basement
us.
and in their
Yeah,
place
your
for like years.
experience
So, oh, I did.
your experiences
Oops.
kind of dictate like how like where you kind of stand on the whole moral argument. Not that one's right or wrong, but the thing with Soga is he just like views everything as like black and white. And it's all on his whim of like what is, because the thing is Hokuto, right? He killed Ibiki, that was a who's playing. But we see that he doesn't just outright attack Hokuto. When he's like goes down in 109 to like Izaru and Hokuto's fight. So even though Hokuto has like committed murder, killed an original sword bearer, Soga can, and we know Soga's looked into Yura's memories. So he's okay with that. It's all, that's the thing. It's like based on his whim of what is good and what is evil. So that's the dangerous thing about someone like him. That's why you can't let anyone just who just sees the world as black and white like that be of influence. I mean, they screwed themselves by giving the man a statue as well, because now people will revere him.
Right.
But to be fair,
People are gonna
did
revere
that
him no matter what.
statue go up before all of Soga's big problematic things in the war actually happened? Like, did the statue go up after like he was the general hero, and then after he was a hero, he went and slayed everybody? Like, there is a timeline that I don't think we fully understand here, unless I'm just forgetting some key details.
I feel
I
like
mean,
it
the whole
probably was
the whole
thing was covered
after.
up.
Yeah, they used the
Yeah.
statue to cover up the whole malediction thing. So it happened after malediction. That's when that statue was erected. Or I mean, and I could be misremembering to be fair, but that's how I remembered reading it. That
No, I mean,
they
that's
used that
probably
statue
right.
to cover everything.
Yeah, I think that's what's kind of implied. I'm pretty sure.
So they kind
Or
of
the
shot
easiest
themselves in
guess.
the foot.
Then, like, yeah, I mean, it is a problem at the end of the day, because all the citizens are going to be like, oh, after so many years of hiding, the Swordmaster's back. Oh my gosh, he's so cool. And of course, he's going to gain a following, which is going to be very dangerous for all of probably the rogue sorcerers out there, so...
I think they tried to see. Now we're just talking about the newest chapter. It's okay. We'll work backwards. But like, in the new chapter in the newspaper, it says something along the lines of "he's not dead." So I think it was probably like a statue was resurrected in his honor, like he died in battle. How brave! And here he is, like out the cellar, and it's like, newsflash: he's not dead, and he's now declaring war.
Well, I mean, to
Yeah,
be fair,
like,
if
it-
somebody
it's
just disappears for 18 years, you're going to assume,
Yeah.
like, they're dead. Like, I totally get it.
Well, I think they probably passed him off as dead, like as in, yeah, he died for us in war, probably. That's what I would guess, but
Well, I guess we'll have to see when we finally get like a full flashback.
Why does Soga always look wet though?
His hair greasy as hell.
It
Oh,
probably
I mean-
is. Granted, like Sojo also has hair that kind of looks stringy like that, but
Okay,
Sojo
But we know he
bathes all the
bathes.
time.
funny
We know
that
he
Yeah.
bathes.
It's so funny that you brought up Sojo because Sojo, okay, Akimura looks just like Sojo when he's in a suit. Just in the one panel he's in a suit,
He
looks
kind of does.
uncannily like Sojo. I still think there's some kind of
Compliment.
relation there that
Okay.
hasn't been explored yet. There has to be, I don't. They might necessarily be related, but
I mean, they're definitely connected in some way.
Ojo
through
is
the-
Chihiro's mother.
Oh,
She
God.
just used magic to transform her mind. That's why Sojo says
Whoa.
he truly loves Mr. Rokuhira. Because part of the memory came back.
I hope you're not right.
I don't think so.
Can you imagine?
If
Oh,
Red
God.
is right, I don't even know how I'm gonna be able to think anymore. You know, like
You know what? Okay, if Red is right, I will chug a whole bottle of Everclear on camera.
Oh my gosh.
That is how dedicated I am to him being wrong at this.
If I'm right, I'm
Well-
gonna go gambling.
Gambling?
Mhm.
You better actually, because that's a very specific guess.
Yeah. Good news. You probably won't have to drink a whole bottle of Everclear.
I know I won't.
yeah, good news,
Imagine.
Red. You're not gonna lose all of your money at the roulette table.
Oh,
Tom, you'd
okay.
be
So
right.
this. Wait, what panel is this? Who sent this panel? Shiny? You sent that panel?
Yeah.
So
It's
Oh,
Sojo in his
yeah,
suit.
see, that's the suit one. They do. Yeah, he looks so alike.
Oh shit, dude, he looked just like him.
It looks just like him. It really, especially the bottom middle panel of that one, like the hair's
Yes.
stringing like that. It looks so much like him. It's crazy.
I mean, speaking of Sojo, there's the trauma sorcerer that went to impede his mind and bring forth that like envision of or that memory of all the corpses and like in that field.
Yeah.
And it was
What
like
do you-
first person
I mean,
view.
Yeah, so it's like, what do y'all make
The
of
flowers.
that? Because we know so is kind of he's absolute. Like what he says, we can most likely, as for what we know now, we can accept it as like that's his truth, or he means it. So
Right.
we know the treaty happened, and he was like, nah, that's not going that ain't gonna fly. And then he went to Shikoku and did his thing. So where does Sojo come into play, for that memory, if that was Soga, which it looks like it was Soga's power being used.
Yeah.
What do y'all make of that?
How
I mean, I
old
know
is
it's going
Soga?
back ways a bit, but now Soga's been introduced, and we're talking about
Yeah.
looking like that. Is there any theories y'all have on that?
I've always had this theory actually that Soga that Magatsumi itself is kind of like channeling Soga's own sorcery through it, because if you think about it, like the way that panel goes, the field of flowers, the floating bodies, the blood, it's all like reminiscent of the Magatsumi's powers, you know?
Well, I think that's what it was.
What do you mean?
Like that. I think that panel's probably during, like, the Shinichi's powers being used.
Well,
Like, I'm wondering. What I'm wondering.
Well,
if,
yeah, but the
'cause
child is. Oh wait, are you saying the child's
prisoner-
Soga?
There could be prisoners of
Yes.
war as well. Like that's something they haven't really touched
Oh.
on too much.
Okay, I just looked it up, and Soga and Akimura or not Soga and Akimura, Sojo and Akimura have a 6-year age gap between them. Akimura is said to be 36 years old, while Sojo, why are these character names so similar? Is said to be 30 years old. So
There's a reason for that.
Sojo, here's the thing. It's annoying, though. From a writer's perspective, you shouldn't name your character similar because you get them confused all the time. It's bad writing, Hokuzono. I love you, Hokuzono.
Chill.
Sure.
Chill on oomph. Chill.
Vertical,
Yeah.
we stand by you. But there's
Vertical,
a
yes.
6-year age gap between them. So honestly, I do love that idea that I don't know which one of you just brought up because I was paying attention to something else, but that what Soga was actually looking at, or what Sojo was looking at, was Soga. I need to stop.
No, that's my whole theory there.
No,
I mean, that-
I
that
like
pan-
it.
like- Hokuzono brings up draws these panels and like uses these names very intentionally. I mean, that's something we've already witnessed.
Yeah, I mean, I know Soga, was a sword master by 18. In the flashback, presumably he was 18 there. I'm not sure if it says how old he was in the war. But
Is it just me or is he
panel
cutting out a lot?
No,
Yeah, you're cutting out pretty bad.
Yeah.
that. I mean, basically, I
I'm
wonder
glad
if the
for me.
pan. I guess it's shit in the bed or something because
It-
everything looks good here.
Yeah,
But
it really is for us at least.
gotcha. Give me 1 second. Y'all do y'all thing though.
Yeah.
Edo, so I have a question for you. What is the kanji for Sojo's name again? Genichi Sojo. It's like twin castles, right?
Ooh, that's actually a good question. Yeah, the so I remember it's twin.
I believe the Jo is castles or castle. I'm not sure though. Tower, maybe.
Let me just check.
Well,
No,
Japanese manga downloaded. Maybe I should just look.
I don't know. It is weird though, because I just wonder what. I mean, they've got to have some connection. I mean, they do just look too similar. It's just for a minute there, I'm like,
Well,
wait a
they've
second.
already made the connection too,
it's-
like with the tattoos.
It's
Yeah.
Shiro. It's castle, twin castle.
Yeah. So it's like twin, something one. What kanji do they use for gen?
ちょっと待ってくれ。The kanji for gen in gen ichi. Man, if it's complicated.
My only problem with finding out more between Soga and Akimura is it would have to come
Sojo.
through a
Between
flashback.
You did it again.
between Soga and Nakamura.
Okay, through Genichi and
There you go.
Akimura. The finding out the relationship between them is, I mean, Genichi is dead at this point, which means I guess we get a little bit of meaningful look through the present timeline, but it's going to have to be a flashback of some kind to get this like exposition, which I'm sure Hokuzono can do it well. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes giving character relations through a backstory like that when one of them is already dead, because like Genichi is dead. He is not coming back. I think we can all agree on that much.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
100%.
So, I don't know. I just have a few reservations about how that relationship can be portrayed through a flashback, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, strict, yeah. Severe, strict. Stern.
Interesting. Strict, severe, stern.
That whole like flash into Sojo's brain still like boggles me. I'm like, what even is going on?
I love Sojo. He's such a funny guy.
He is. He's great.
Granted, he is a piece of shit. I mean, he tortured Char, but
That's okay.
you know, Jesus Christ, we're terrible, aren't we?
Well, you know, that's just how it. That's just how it goes.
Damn, Red.
As Mercer said, like that's just how it is sometimes. You know, that's just he's a villain.
You can't do that?
Damn, y'all really starting to sound like the Kamunabi for real.
Damn, you got us. Oh, okay. So I really like this N10 versus Magatsumi chapter.
Yeah, there we go. 108, 108.
It's super fire.
Why, yes.
I think I accidentally turned my gain down with my thumb.
Oops.
Oops.
Okay, can we just take a moment to appreciate the chat? Like just this wild chat that we have going on while we're
I thought
talking
you meant
about
like live stream and chat.
Yeah, just the
Like,
Discord
we got-
messages going back and forth.
We've got Akimura brain rot memes. We've got slug bugs. I mean, we've got SpongeBob. We got it all, man.
All but
It's
internet.
Buggies, by the way.
Yo, but one thing I do want to say, talked about N10 versus Magatsumi, actually starting from 108. Sorry for throwing us on a
No, we're good. We
side-
always
No,
do that. We
this is
always
our
get
whole thing, man. This is
yeah,
our
we
whole
always
thing.
get like ahead of ourselves, and then just well, it's mainly just because like I feel like 108, it's like we're so far past it that our brain just goes to like the aftermath of all of it, and then we talk about whatever's recent. It always happens. Don't worry.
I think the beautiful, the whole point of this, was Kunishige talks about like Nishiki being totally amazing, right? And that's basically just kind of it's just been amping, like Akka would always seem like the amazing ability out of the N10, or at least for me. But here's where we find out, well, actually at the end of 107, that as the Magatsumi siphons off life, N10 protects Nishiki protects life. So I think that was like a really nice through line for the battle between them two. Obviously that's gonna pay dividends as we go further into the story in their final battle.
Oh yeah, no. When we finally get to the last little bit of the last chapter, I've got an interesting theory pertaining to that actually. But I thought this really cool detail in 108 where Akimura's basically got a world cutting slash.
Oh, no lag.
No lag. Well, almost no lag.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how broken this dude is. His forms are infinite in number. I mean, he has a whole insectarium in his back pocket.
Is this the chapter?
Bro,
We
why
got
does he like
introduced to
bug so
B?
much?
No, I don't think so. I think that was chapter 109 or 110.
What were you asking about, Karasu? I'm sorry.
Oh, I asked if this was the chapter where we got introduced to B.
No, that's 109.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I thought. Oh, but this is the chapter where we saw N10 break.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, it's a pretty
Which
pretty
was-
big part of it, you know.
Huge. Nobody knew where this was gonna go. I mean, it's very clear we were gonna go for a reforge here, obviously, but
Yeah,
I digress.
when Suzaku started and that whole thing started taking place, the Black Flames, I was wondering if that was going to repair the whole sword, but obviously it didn't it didn't get destroyed. Well, I guess that technically, I was wondering if the Black Suzaku was just going to repair the sword outright at first, and then I thought that was going to basically piss the theorist off of wanting a reforging arc. But I mean, as we know now, that thing is still broken too. But
I mean, a
that's a
reforging
talk
arc was almost guaranteed because,
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole story started off with the main character wanting to be a blacksmith like his father.
Oh.
We were guaranteed a reforging arc from the beginning. I'm almost sure of it.
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to because I was for I always want to see him reforged as well, but I always leave the possibility of that not happening, and the Hokazono, the creator, just taking the route of prioritizing his route of revenge more so than anything else, where that just kind of gets swept aside, and then he just at the end he ties that up with letting him become a swordsmith or something like that. So I didn't I was for the reforging, but I would have been fine if Hokazono chose to go that route. I don't know.
See, now
Shiny, how'd you
this
feel
whole
about that whole
broken
thing?
this whole broken N10 thing though really speaks to how much of a monster Akimura is, because Kunishige forged the blades specifically to counter the Magatsumi, and even it couldn't really stand up to it.
Yeah, I mean, as we know now, the Magatsumi's just power is on another level because the function Kunishige gave to it, and we didn't even think that nothing else could really break the other enchanted blades at this point. We just thought that's what made Intense special, is it could break the other enchanted blades. but we just see Akamura lock in and prove that wrong.
Yeah, because if the N10 can break the other blades, I mean the other blades can probably break the N10.
Makes sense.
It makes total sense.
See, but I think. See, I would agree to that to some degree, but I would assume that Samura, with like his stature of an enchanted blade wielder, he would have chipped. He didn't even chip N10. And there was one sword blow in specific where he like just destroys Chihiro's hand from the impact of the sword swing, his sword swing. So and like that didn't even chip N10, and now Akamura is just straight breaking it.
That is a interesting detail to note.
Maybe
Glow was off on his side quest.
I was gonna say I noticed he was muted, and I was like, "Oh, there he goes."
Shiny, where do you stand on the whole like other sort? Like, where do you feel about the other enchanted blades being able to destroy each other, or like were you more so thinking where I was originally, where N10 that's what made N10 special, or one of the things that made N10 special?
Yeah, I was on that train. But I do now kind of, after having seen everything that went down, I kind of had to adjust my expectations. And I think that I still don't think that the other 5 blades can break the other blades. I don't think they have the ability to do that. I think Magatsumi is really just unique and it's special in the sense that it's made to destroy things, not just kill, but also just destroy, right? And so because it has such a special ability, it by proxy can also destroy the unbreakable enchanted blades, right? And N10 has the purpose of stopping the blades, and that's why it also has the ability to destroy the blades, right? I think it kind of has to do with the intent, because they say like Kunishige didn't really put much specifics into the blades in terms of like the sorcery. He just kind of gave them intent, and then the blades developed on their own based on that. And I kind of think that that's how it just developed on its own. And you know how they say that the true realm is infinitely malleable. Um, they mentioned like Samura and I believe even the Kamunabi higher ups. They all didn't think that it was possible to break blades. But if you don't think it's possible and you're the one deciding your own true realm, then by proxy you also will not be able to do it. You can only start doing it once you believe in the ability to do it. You know what I mean?
I wonder
That is
why
completely fair.
Kunishige didn't try taking a couple whacks at the enchanted blades he had in the cellar after they made N10.
Well, I feel like there is a line somewhere. I'm not sure if it was Kunishige, like specifically, but I feel like I remember there being something along the lines of we tried to destroy them, right? Or am I like crazy?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what you're referring to. I don't remember who said it, but yes, I do remember something similar to that.
Like, man,
Yeah, it's like something like we tried everything we could, but even we couldn't even crack them or something like that.
That sounds really bad.
English is not great for me right now.
Pause.
What's your main language?
Oh,
English?
it's English. It's just really bad for me right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm having
It
trouble
happens.
Englishing. So, anybody have any thoughts on 108 before we move to 109?
Chihiro does get stabbed through that chapter as well. He does get impaled. Maybe.
Yep, it literally opens with a panel of him being impaled.
Well, it closes with him being impaled. 108?
Yeah, 109 opens with
And then,
him with a sword in his heart. Like right through his chest.
Crazy.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna die again.
I mean,
yeah, he was on his way.
rightfully so.
He was on his way.
He's definitely working his way there.
He was pretty
I mean-
close. I mean, he got stabbed in the heart.
I
And it
mean,
went all the way
I think
through. He was literally impaled through the heart. That's
yeah,
crazy.
he was dead. Yeah, he was flatline in there. But I think one thing that Hokusona really excels at is the attention, like these up close panels of Chihiro's eyes, or basically just eyes and hands. They basically tell the story of
Yes.
Kagurabachi. And
His eyes are
you know
going
that one,
crazy in that panel.
yeah, and that one panel of Chihiro's crying, and it's one of the last pages. Excuse me. It's like as he's watching Enten deteriorate in his hand, and you see the tear coming out of his eye. Like
Yes.
that is one of the
That
most
panel's so
impactful
good.
moments for Chihiro's like journey. Like I think this is like the midway checkpoint for him of, you know, all of his experience up until now have only been like just to put his foot in the door, and he still has like a long way to go. But as we'll talk about in the next chapter, the next coming chapters, him with those Rocket Hero eyes finally being able to see like the apex of swordsmanship. Now that he has like a scale of just what that apex looks like, he's gonna internalize that, and he now has like an end goal of like what kind of the level he needs to be at, instead of just trying to, you know, like just train and train and train. But at least now he has some idea of like what the apex of swordsmanship looks like. So I think like like this whole moment was like really well done in my opinion.
Definitely.
I agree.
I like this chapter a lot.
And I mean, like, N10 starting to fade like Cloud Gouger was just kind of. I really thought it was lost. I thought Chihiro was gonna have to build a brand new sword.
Yeah, and I've never personally entertained that. Just I mean, I like given the circumstances like we're witnessing it, like that's what it looked to be. But I was just like, there's no way. Like N10 is so special to Chihiro. Like we know when he first died, um, which is crazy to say, but when he first died and woke up, like he like one of the things he was worried about is he was worried about N10. N10's like the connection to
As
his
soon as he woke
father.
up.
Yeah, like that's it for him. Like that sword means more to him than a lot of more than a lot. But we know Chihiro is also like of like sound mind to like trade that for Hakri's life back in the Rakuzaichi. Even though he
Yeah.
had a plan, if he was so like this like unhealthy attachment to it, he would never give it up. So I think that's like he's a young 18, but he's a
Yeah.
logical main character. Chihiro is very logical, which is rare. It's kind of like rare to see. I feel like in early Shonen Jump main characters.
Salute. Salute.
Hello? Oh,
Yo,
you're hearing my roommate cough in the background. Sorry, guys.
Salute.
man, he needs some milk.
Damn.
He needs some milk.
You said he needs some milk.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like this whole. I mean, I gotta ask y'all. Like, what are y'all takes on Soga? Like Shiny, I'm really interested to hear what you say since he turned your boy into Sam/Ura.
Sam/Ura. Oh god.
Damn.
Nah.
My
I
goat.
still don't, controversial opinion alert, but I still don't think he's the final villain.
You really?
No, I don't think he
Wow.
Yuki.
I mean, okay, in some sense though, like the final villain would have to be Yura though, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Soga.
But see, like the final villain's been being built to. Honestly, the final villain is probably just the Magatsumi itself. Let's be real.
Makes sense.
But it doesn't even matter who's wielding it.
See, now that brings a question in my mind that I can almost see like a big late end game twist of them defeating Soga, and it's like painting where the story's about to end, and then someone, Lord, whoever it may be, comes up and they've had an ulterior motive this whole time to wield the Magatsumi, and they pick it up before Chihiro can get to it.
It's gonna be Hokuto's crazy ass.
And it's like a continuous, like, it's like a continuous fight against the Magatsumi. But I mean, I'm not putting stock in that, but that would be
Shall I
insane.
tell you why I don't think Soga's the final villain?
Yeah, I'm curious.
picks it up.
I'm so curious.
Okay, so one of the main things that you have to realize is that Hokuzono is very inspired by the big three, and specifically Bleach and Naruto. And when I look back at those series, the strongest character in the room is usually never the one who ends up being the final villain. I mean, look at Aizen, look at Madara. Those guys were the most imposing threats at the time of their
Black
height of
Zetsu,
power.
buddy.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
then
him.
it turns out no, there's someone behind the
playing.
scenes pulling the strings, right?
Hishaku.
Even bigger than them. And then I'm like, okay, if we look back at chapter 1, it's the Hishaku, right? The Hishaku put everything in motion. Chihiro's whole thing is with the Hishaku, and the Hishaku's whole thing is that Kunishige's approach ruined their lives, or it didn't better it, right? And that's why they do what they do. I think Soga is much more of a symptom of the problem rather than, maybe I'm wording this wrong, but I think he's just like an outcome of the problem rather than the actual problem itself.
No, I think you
That's
worded
a
that
fair
good. I think you worded that great, actually.
Yeah, I could see Shaku being the one with this like background, ulterior motive.
He's the only one we
use-
don't know about yet.
Yeah, he's
He's the only one whose name we don't even know.
Yeah, and he's
No, we don't know
he's kind of like Yura's
Genus
confidant.
either. But
Yeah, he might have just like basically put all the pieces in motion to basically get the Magatsumi back free. Play his part, play it tight, and then whenever he can get his hands on the Magatsumi, that's when he's gonna like, start his like plan moving forward. And maybe he, like how Yura's been kind of pushing, moving the needle throughout the series of like getting the Rakuzaichi taken care of, getting like Sojo taken care of. Had Shaku's basically been using Yura just to kind of get Chihiro to a point to be able to kill Soga, then he can take the blade because he knows no one else will be able to stand against Soga.
We don't know the name of we don't know the name of Origins too.
Correct. Yeah.
To be fair, we don't know anything about really any of the Kamunabi members. We know a bit about Hokuto. We know a little bit more about Yura than anybody else. We know a little bit about Hirohiko, but like Hokuto, Yura, and Hirohiko are the only 3 Hishaku members who we know literally anything about. Yukisada, I don't think we know anything substantial about him to where we understand why he's doing what he is. All we know is that, like, hey, if Yura says it's white, then it's white, even if it's black, Like, we don't know anything about Kugiri, really. We know nothing about Toto. Like, we don't know anything about the Hishaku at the end of the
Toto
day.
is my goofball, and that's all I need to know.
Dude,
that's so fair.
Another thing to add to that is that I feel like at some point, Yura / the Hishaku and Soga are going to be at odds with one another. Because Soga's whole thing is that he wants to get rid of all evil no matter what, and he's going to be like the only bad guy. He's essentially like what Sasuke wanted to be, perfected, right? And then Yura is like, he does bad things for the quote-unquote greater good, and he has done a lot of bad things, and he has indoctrinated people and done like things that Soga is very much clearly against. Like Soga even wants to get rid of Hakuri, who had a face turn and redeemed himself, and it just doesn't matter to him because Hakuri has had the indoctrination of the Sazanami, right? So I'm like, how is he gonna deal up with that with the Hishaku when they're essentially the exact same thing?
I guess one thing I could say is if Soga deems, like this is based on his whims now, if Soga deems that Yura's plan was to do all this stuff in order to unseal the or not unseal him, but basically release the enchanted blades out for the betterment of Japan. Soga, because this whole like justice thing and toxic justice that Soga has, technically that's a sliding scale, and it's a bit subjective because
Yeah.
what it means to him could be different to what it means to us. So if he views that Yura's like everything that Yura did was like the ends justify the means are necessary to get the enchanted blades free for the overall safety of the majority, then Soga may be okay with that. And that's why it's so dangerous to have someone like that, out running around with influence and power.
Now here, I have a question for you guys. Whose side do you think Hiyuki is gonna take in all of this?
Soga, 100%.
You know,
Shit.
it's funny. I was actually thinking the same thing
I'm lying.
because no, listen. There's actually some evidence here. So
I was gonna say, I was like, that really surprised you. Look confident.
one of the first things that she says is a weapon like that should only be used for the good of the nation, and that's
Yeah,
like
but-
Soga's whole ideology.
Yeah, but I feel like
I
she
think-
just wouldn't see his things as the good of the nation. I feel like she's smart enough to.
She
One,
also
like-
her
and
whole
also
thing
she's
is that
allies with
no
Chihiro.
one man should have all that power, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what Soga is.
Well,
Does
also,
she know
That's
about
true.
malediction?
I was
And
about
then
to say,
on paper, on paper, I think Hiyuki would side with Soga on paper, but there's also the thing of like her going through all these things with Chihiro. I think now
Yeah.
she can. We know how she feels about Chihiro, and she's like he's a good man. He's trustworthy. So I think like Chihiro is going to be that like if there is any kind of her deciding on which side to go to. I think Chihiro is going to be the tiebreaker to make her go back to his side.
He also
she
popped
doesn't
a
know about
blood
I
vessel
definitely
just
agree.
because of civilians.
I don't think that's going to be the end all be all because we have to remember where Hyuki's been. She's been at the Kuintashiya Shrine, which is where one of the sword bearers is, who could have easily told Hyuki, if she didn't already know, about all of the influence that Soga had and who he really is. So I don't think Chihiro is like, just because she knows who he is the end all be all. I think there's another level to that in one of the sword bearers telling Hyuki herself what happened.
I mean, the sword bearers are also pretty clammy. They don't talk. They don't just talk
Yeah.
about the malediction.
Well, we
to just
also don't
anybody.
know who the other.
Maybe
oh,
she does. Who knows?
Yeah, we know who the two sword bears are. We know it's Subaru and the Pink Bear, but we don't know anything about them. Like, even
I'm so
less than
excited to
most of the
learn, though.
Hishaku. Like, we know Subaru's name. We know where he lives, I guess. We know where the Pink Bear lives, and we know general character design, but nothing else. Like, their personalities could be... Subaru, for all we know, could be, like, a big gossip guy, Like, we just don't know the character.
No, we know him well enough. We know that
Okay.
he likes sushi. We know that he likes cooking. We
He's a
know
chill
that he likes
guy.
to stay at home. He's a
I know what
homebody.
his name is.
We know
What
that
if-
he's missing an eye.
What if he hates cooking?
We know so much about him that I don't even feel like we need his introduction at this point.
Yeah, you know what? We don't need any more of the sword bear. Bring
Dude,
me
just kill him
Ibuki
off.
back.
Give Kaguri the
Bring Ibuki
sword.
back.
It'll be fine.
Actually, we don't need any more
That'd be fucked
Kagurabachi.
up.
We've gotten enough in the series. This
Oh,
is the final episode.
I get what you're
Dude,
saying.
Yeah.
didn't
that's
you
a hot
hear? The
take.
story's gonna get axed really soon, so
Oh shit.
Yeah, part
Yeah,
2,
yeah.
it's a brand new manga, so it has to try to survive the way that all their Shonen Jump manga do. It may face the axe pretty soon.
exactly.
Damn.
Damn
I get
it.
what you're saying though, Glow, and I guess it comes. I guess that's the whole point of like, as we have each perceived the story in our own way. Like what theories do we put stock on? How do we view certain characters, or how strong their traits are? That's like the fun thing about talking about having discussions like this to see different sides, and then from there on letting Hokuzono do his thing and give us the story that he wants to tell. And I mean, I know all of y'all that y'all aren't going to get offended if Hokuzono chooses to do something that y'all didn't want to happen. Y'all will wait to like view the story that he wants to tell, and then just take it as is and go from there. But like as long as the agenda thing is what kills like discussions. because then it just becomes a war, one side versus the other side. But shout out to y'all for bringing
See, yeah,
this discussion
either way,
along
I'm
the
gonna
other
love it
way.
no matter what.
That's not true.
Real.
Yeah, that's not true.
On Twitter,
Because he could bring
every week-
Samura back,
Oh.
and then I'm dipping.
What?
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
It's
I'm
been
just
set
playing.
up.
Shiny's about to.
I'm gonna go on Twitter every week and complain like it's the last chapter every week.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna see my post.
Damn.
I'll be retweeting every time.
That would legitimately be the funniest thing every single video. The final chapter of Kagurabachi.
The final
And
chapter.
he says with a Yoru profile picture.
Yes.
Hot
Real.
take.
I speak from experience with Chainsaw Man every
Hey.
week.
Hey, Chainsaw Man's part 1 was better than Kagurabachi's part 1.
I agree.
I disagree.
That's facts. That's facts.
It was a complete
Uh,
story,
crickets.
all told. It's the only correct opinion we can have here. I'm not
Damn.
saying Kagurabachi's
Nothing
part 1 was
Too
bad.
unresolved.
It was excellent. But the way that Chainsaw
Yeah.
Man told its story so in depth
It's a
in
masterpiece.
97 chapters,
The
you
masterpiece.
cannot beat it.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I'll be
crazy
real.
just that Kagurabachi Part 2 is already better than Chainsaw Man. Like crazy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, listen.
Kagurabachi Part
Everyone
2
says
is
to
better
let
than Chainsaw
Fujimoto
Man Part
cook.
2.
Everyone says to let Fujimoto cook. He's been cooking. The food is burnt.
I do
No,
think
not
it's
for
funny.
that.
Like,
Let him cook.
Yo,
Let him
Red,
cook.
defend your series, bro. You're the only reason I even
Let him
read
cook. Let him
Chainsaw Man.
cook.
dude,
I'm
Just
not a
wait
big
so
fan of
funny.
Chainsaw Man. I
300.
can't even lie.
Red, fight
It's so-
back.
It's I
Swing
just think it's
back.
hilarious. It's hilarious because it's like I don't read Chainsaw Man. I've just only watched like the anime and the movie, right? And so just every single week, it's like people will be like, "This chapter was alright." Like I don't hear much about Chainsaw, but then it's like every month there's just one chapter that's just like so absolutely, I guess, atrocious to some people, and other people are fine. But in general, it's like
No,
they just
what-
get the most like fucked up like chapter
Well,
ever, and then
I would
everyone's like,
like
"This
to-
is awful. I hate my
Cal,
life."
Here's what it
Like-
is. It's the production schedule because Fujimoto takes 2 weeks off, and what he does is he just gives us 13 pages, which is fine.
True.
But I think I would be much happier if he just like did one chapter a month and gave us like a complete 20-page chapter instead of like 11 pages every 2 weeks. It
Wait,
works
oh
the
my
release
fine.
It's only
schedule
every
has
2
been
weeks?
Detriment.
So
Well,
it's like
it's
every
sometimes
other
He had a
chapter.
couple. Yeah, he had a couple chapters in a row, like recently, like 2 or 3 chapters in a row. Then he'll take a week off. But there was a stint like it was October, not last year, but the year before, where the release schedule was just so spotty, and the page count, the art, you could tell he was just kind of like I'm not saying he's phoning it in or anything. Fujimoto's a god, but the roadmap to get to the big points of Chainsaw Man Part 2 are rough, just because of release schedule and all that. But like the big plot points do
Well,
hit in a
Here's the
story.
thing. I'm sure also Red could attest to this, but like I reread all of Chainsaw Man this part summer, including part 2, and it read brilliantly in the manga volume format, just going through reading it volume by volume by volume. But it's just in the week, the release schedule just absolutely kills it, It's so hard to read in the moment, but then whenever you put it all together, you're like, oh, I see where this is building up. And when you can read a whole volume at a time, it works really well.
Yeah, and like Denji's like a development, or how it feels like the lack thereof sometimes, it is like a product of the release schedule, because you're like sitting in, this like certain span of like Denji down, like where he's just having his down moments as an MC, and you're kind of like living through that for so long, and it doesn't feel like you're getting out of it because of the release schedules, like, and the page count. But Soga versus Samura was pretty gas, right?
Yeah, no, that shit was fire.
Oh, brilliant transition. Oh my.
Fucking Shiny sending memes in the
Oh my
chat.
He's a-
Pretty
he
great,
is a
yeah.
chud.
Chud. Cousin is a
Tommy gave him that
chud.
whopper.
Dude, straight up.
Like Soga better make that dude the janitor of the Kabunabi, or the Kabunabi, bro. I better see him pushing a mop bucket. They're like, oh yeah,
Man.
these white coats are so legendary in sorcery. They're even above the Masumi. Just to get fucking whop, he got that whopper from a zombie. One tapped him in the wall
Real.
for like 12 chapters, or shit longer than that.
Man, okay, so
Okay.
yeah, as you were saying about Soga versus Samura, that fight was crazy good. I loved how both of their powers were canceling each other out, so it was like all pure swordsmanship.
Yes.
Can we talk about the
Like-
second best Magatsumi ability? B.
B
B.
B is kind of crazy. He did just like he carved out the earth.
Yeah,
He took out the whole.
no sweat.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
second
just
I
no
like
only
that
to
you have
Spider.
you have the abilities ranked.
Oh yeah, Spider's the best. Then comes B. After B, I think we well actually let's start from the bottom. The worst ability is definitely Dragonfly. Dragonfly fucking sucks. Dragonfly Centipede.
Tell that to a zombie. Tell that to a zombie.
Yeah, it's the ranking
Yeah.
is Dragonfly on the bottom,
That's crazy.
Centipede, Butterfly, B, and Spider.
Oh.
That's how you rank all the
I'm
most
See, I like
abilities so far.
Centipede.
Wait till he
Centipede's
whips
probably
out
my
Moth.
favorite.
Wait till he
Yeah,
whips
dude,
out
straight
Moth.
up moth.
I like Centipede. I think it looks
Or
cool.
Scorpion.
Yeah, I feel like
Scorpion.
Scorpion would be a cool one.
Ooh.
Just wait for Ladybug.
Ladybug. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Punch. Wait for you to pull out Punch Bug.
Caterpillar.
Wait until Soga pulls out Primordial Auspice from Hollow Knight.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. I actually just played that game recently.
My sister
The-
would have loved that joke.
I feel hollow at night. That's an old man joke for y'all.
Whoa.
That's one thing that shoots 3 projectiles with the aim of a fucking World War II sniper.
I hate those things.
Dude.
Wait until Soga pulls out that move.
Wait until he pulls out like Rhinoceros Beetle.
Oh yeah.
Dude, no, there you go.
Mercury Beetle.
That's actually like a bug in Japan.
Stick bug. I want to
The
see
stink
stick
bug.
bug.
Big bug.
Stink bug.
Stick
Stink
bug.
Oh god.
I want stick bug.
Yeah.
The ones that look like
Called
sticks.
Aura, bruh.
Now
want-
I can see. I can see Cal's
That's a
next
long time
chapter
aura.
review. When that happens, she's gonna go to an insectarium and do the chapter review.
I want to see
Yeah,
That's looking a
stink
great
bug.
idea.
Chapter
Bug
is not
168
gonna
bugged me, so I went to an insectarium. I can
Who was it? Somebody somebody
That's
told
so
me that
good.
you should do an episode at the ER. Who is that person in here today? Who told me that?
No, I forget who that was. Wasn't it Mike Up?
It might have been
Miko.
Mike Up. Yeah, he said you should do an episode at the ER and say that the chapter was lethal and it almost killed you.
Yeah, I did steal the name. I did say lethal.
I don't
did
think the
not
nurses
record it
would
at the
appreciate
ER.
that, but good luck.
He's just sitting out in the ER lobby
Al's gonna be
recording a
boxing a
chapter
nurse.
review.
I mean, I want to ask y'all: the Black Flames? Did y'all think like before this fight started, if you had to give Samura a like percentage chance of obviously not killing Soga, but they doing like serious damage to him, or I guess how much better do you think his chances were after the Black Flames, or did you still think there was no hope? And it was
I
just
never thought he would have won.
I never thought he was going to win the fight. I knew he was going to lose.
What?
And I didn't
Like,
really
who's
think
that
it'd be that
Fake
close either.
fans.
No, but
Some-
listen. His death was set up to be impactful from the very beginning. They've been baiting us and switching us, like especially with the Uruha death fake out. Like
Well,
one
I
of the two was guaranteed to die, and I always knew it was going to be Samura from the beginning.
that death might not be as impactful as you would hope if what we find out in the 112 comes to be true.
I feel like if they're going to go that route, he's not going to come back to life, but he will at least be able to speak with Iori one more time.
I feel like there's
I
just
could-
so
yeah.
much that we don't know that it's just like so hard.
Yeah,
Like
and
how any of
in
that would go.
universe, it makes sense in universe if he does come back. Like I'm not saying it doesn't make sense, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I
Well,
also like
here's the
I'm
thing.
personally against him coming back. But if he
There's
does,
also like the
I'll
chance that
accept it.
Iori is like no, let him have his rest. You know.
So I
No,
initially thought going into this arc that it was going to be a very sort of impactful moment where like Samura's like, I'm going to live for my daughter. And then that he would just pass away like he did. That's legitimately what I thought was going to happen with the story. And I don't know, I just feel like there's a narrative sense to where Hokuzono has now set up the ashes of Samura and that he can potentially come back in 112. And being that Hokuzono set that up, we're going to have a payoff of some kind. It's just whether or not how all of that works. And who knows, maybe it may be like Samura's personality sort of like imbued with Tobimune now. So whenever Iori wields it, Samura like speaks to her in some sort of way and like some like familial relationship teaching her how to wield the blade. Or it could just be like he's a phoenix, he's going to come back at some point after everything else is over. But
I mean, if they're gonna stick
the
true with the
Phoenix-
Phoenix symbology, that would make the most sense. But like at the same time, he should
it's
just
just
stay
that
his ass dead.
Hokuzono has written in that there is a possibility of something happening. And if he's just going to now go through and say, no, there's not at all, it's sort of worthless. There's no point in him spending
That's
so
my
many pages
issue.
last chapter writing it. So something has to happen or it's just sort of meaningless payoff.
And that's my issue with the whole reveal of it. Like I thought, like it's his story, it's his choice to write it. Cool, but just putting that out there, if it comes down to a point where maybe that isn't his, maybe some like as he's continue writing the story, something else like just kind of excites him, and that revealed, instead of just bringing Samura back, he chooses to prioritize this other thing. There is going to be a large chunk of the fandom that is going to get, we know the Twitter warriors, they're, and like, I don't think Hokuzono is going to deserve it just because he doesn't bring Samura back, whether he does or doesn't, but I thought it was a beautiful death. I thought like he's a tragic hero. It's a beautiful way to go out, and he can still like, he can still leave a positive impact on the future generations because what he did allowed them to escape, unharmed. If he doesn't sacrifice himself right there, they do not get out of that situation. Soga cleans up shop. GG's.
Well, it's also that how many times can Hokuzono, because like, of course Hokuzono has given this ability of a character dying pretty much. Like whenever Chihiro initially died, and he was brought back to life through the power of Suzaku's flames. And we now know this is an ability that can be done, and I hope Iori doesn't fully unlock the power of Suzaku straight on. That way there can be a few stakes, be like, hey, oh, my hand got cut off? Well, it's actually cut off because we can't do anything else about it, pretty much. But there's a level to the stakes of, yes, Aruha came back. It was awesome. We all love Aruha. It was great to see him for more than those 10 chapters that he was in the story. Yeah, Cal. He was in the story. But if Samura comes back in a meaningful way where he's just alive again, it's sort of, I don't know how many of you read or watched the series Tokyo Revengers.
Nope. Yeah.
But the ending of that series was super controversial because a lot of people called it a Disney ending because everything happened very positive at the end of the day. And I thought it was fine. I thought it made sense for the story in general. But I can tell a lot of people online, if it comes that Samura comes back and all these other characters have prominence again, people are going to find a problem with it when it's like, oh, so you're saying that like anybody can just come back because Samura was able to come back? And the stakes just at a certain point will not matter with Suzaku, which is why I think it's such a problematic power in this series, is just the narrative sense of it,
I mean,
yeah, Soga's gonna have to steal that away from them.
to me.
Yeah, see, the one thing with Suzaku though is like Samura leveled up his usage of his enchanted blade even after the war. We know that. So he healed Urha and Chihiro right on the spot. Their tangible body, their tangible heart. He killed them and then revived them instantly. Cool. But now someone that is going to be a new Toby Mune wielder is supposed to be able, and I know with the True Realm I get all that, but someone's going to use Toby Mune to a greater degree than Samura and basically revive him from nothing. Because there's no tangible part of him. He turned into dust. He floated away in the wind. So for them to revive him, he's going to have to rematerialize out of nothing. Like that.
That's doable.
Like that is. I'm sorry.
That's doable.
He said that's doable.
I mean, technically, I mean, I guess it can be now that Hokuzono said it, but that's kind of like my thing with like the whole issue of the reveal. It's like,
no, it's just doable. Like, you know.
oh no, I get it. But so you
know,
think anyone's going to be able to wield Toby Mune
easy.
better than Samura?
No, I do like that, Tiberius. I do like the idea that Iori is going to be coming on to the Enchanted Blade as a level of a noob with it, sort of. So she's going to have to learn, and her, because wasn't Samura's True Realm being able to affect all of the other things around him with Suzaku, with all of that? Iori could just take the ability and do it differently, you know, to where it may not be a problem. Like I don't exactly have many ideas right now how she could use it differently. But there are options
like a binding vow. Like instead of her healing anything, she may just, because of her like emotions and what's in her heart, she may only be able to bring Samura back. Like she might cap herself. Like I say, not literally, but like if there's something crazy like that to where this is what it takes to bring Samura back, you know, like there's still a lot more we can learn about the Enchanted Blades as well. Like each user brings something different and something new to them because of their usage of like the, you know, understanding and synchronizing with the blade. But I mean, that's what I think. It's just
you know what would be cool? No, not at all. Instead of Iori getting the blade, we go to Itsuo Shidokai. He has like his training arc with all of them. He realizes that Iori's a chud, and then Itsuo Shidokai just takes the blade for himself, and he's just like the goat.
Soga's definitely gonna go kill his ass if that happens.
Bro, do we think Shirokai's going to steal the blade, and we're going to have the kill Shirokai arc to get Toby Mune back?
No, he's gonna be on their side. He's gonna be on their side.
That man would be a menace with that sword.
Now we know Soga as well can break enchanted blades. You know, Soga could just steal this possibility from everybody, you know, if it comes across where, you know, he pops up and he just destroys the blade completely, doesn't even give them a chance to really burn out its last life. You know what? 1 second, guys.
Nah, you're all good.
I have,
but yeah, Cal.
I have,
I
have 2 points to make, if that's all right. First off, I do think it is really funny because in regards to like fan perception and stuff like that, and like people mostly like disapproving of Samura coming back because of all like themes and stuff, which makes sense. I think it's a valid complaint. I do think it is funny because so many people were like, and I'm not saying people here, I'm just saying in general, like so many people were like, chapter 86, Samura's gonna get like killed right through, like immediately after opening his eyes, and like literally so many people had that take. And then but now it's like an issue that he is dead. You know what I mean? It's like I don't so that contrast is just funny to me. But then also it's just like I think that for me personally, I really do not have a strong opinion either way on bringing Samura back or not, because it's just like
because he's not your Uruhati.
No, okay, I like Samura. Okay, I do like him.
He's hot too. All right,
he is hot, exactly. But also, so true. But also, just like there's just so like this is all so new, and it's just so hard to tell how like people will feel like whenever this would be relevant again, because it's just like we have no idea what's going on right now. So it is fun to talk about though. Like
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you think Hirohiko's gonna have a face turn?
A face turn.
Yeah,
What
like
does
he's
that
gonna
mean?
switch sides.
Oh. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if at some point, just because of his whole like student of freedom, does whatever the fuck he wants. If like he's not on board, then I don't think he's completely tied to the chill.
No, he's just
Like
I think that's the, like, I think that's the allure of his character is that he's just an evil, sort of unredeemable guy at the end of the day. I think that's why Hirohiko
I don't
has
think that's
merit
true,
as a
though.
villain.
I don't think he's
you know what? I hope he gets some kind of redemption.
completely. Yeah, I don't think he's completely he's definitely a bad like.
Also, by the way,
I
you
mean,
don't
literally
need.
views
his
You don't.
humans as
beginnings,
objects. Like
Guys. You don't need a redemption to switch sides. You can
switch
just
sides.
be like,
That's exactly
the
what I
enemy
think,
of my
yeah.
enemy is my ally type thing, you know?
Yeah, I
like
think I
Benedict
could
Arnold on him.
see. Yeah,
I could
I
see
don't
him
think he'd have to
going
be a
rogue.
good guy to switch sides.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically,
also,
Chihiro has killed people.
like,
You know, they were
yeah.
bad people, but you know, this whole like situation. I mean, technically, Chihiro and his group are now painted as the villains of the world.
Mhm.
You know, so it's like with Hirohiko, I'm wondering if like Chihiro like you know earnestly faces Hirohiko 1v1. If say how Hirohiko gets his enchanted blade back somehow, and he earnestly fights him 1-on-1, maybe he will like reach Hirohiko to the point where Hirohiko will make Hirohiko will make a valiant effort to help take down Soga, but like on his own terms, kind of. You know, like
No, I could
because
definitely
the only
see that.
person that's gonna be able to reach Hirohiko is Chihiro.
Yep.
Like that, their pair like it's outright like framed as he's running partners with Chihiro to some degree. You know, obviously the win-loss is completely one-sided, but you know Hirohiko still has like an arc to go. He isn't finished. I'm interested in seeing what he's gonna do myself because I think he's due for like a big moment. But now if he ends up taking someone's life, like from Chihiro, like taking a life from Chihiro's side, then Chihiro's gonna have to get it back in blood.
It's probably gonna be Hakuri.
Ew. That's
Oh.
like son on son violence.
You said that with your chest too.
Bro, if Hakuri
Dude, why
dies,
does
I
everyone
stop
wanna
reading
kill
this
Hakuri?
series.
I think it's Ro.
I've stated that.
I think he might take Ro out.
Yeah, I feel like he would not.
Please take out the bad characters. Yes.
Wow, you're gonna call Ro a bad character?
Bro, Ro's got
That's
no
my boy.
personality.
Are you
Yeah,
kidding
kinda
me? That's my
goofy.
guy right there.
He's a Samura tip sipper. Let him meet Samura over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Let them be happy all together at the end of the day. Like, Ro is such a nothing character. He brings down any chapter he's in.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
I thought I didn't like the Masumi aside from Sumi, but
No,
now
I like
Glow
Sumi
is
and
really
Moku.
speaking with his chest.
Ro
Damn.
can die.
Damn.
Christ.
Y'all talking shit on
Hey.
my profile picture and everything.
Yeah, I'm happy too. You want me to continue? I can.
No,
Yeah, hey.
I've taken enough of a beating. Let's move on.
Yeah, I don't think he'd
Um,
kill Hakuri. I feel like that's just too intense. I think Hakuri lives through the whole series. I
Yeah,
I
think
think so
Yeah.
too.
Something on
Hakuri
that.
is so
I-
fine.
It's going to
Yeah.
be Chihiro, Iori, and Hakuri opening up an orphanage, and Chihiro's swordsmithing skills will pay for it.
Yeah, there we go. That's the happy ending.
And they're going to the High School Musical song to end it.
Yay!
High School Musical song. Oh
We're
God,
all in this together.
Together,
no.
That's all I know. That's the only thing. That's the only
we're
part
all
I know.
stars, and we see that.
Ooh,
Sorry.
okay, so since we're kind of running low on time-ish here, I've got a question for you guys. So I've got this theory kind of about like the reforging of N10 and how he's using both pieces of N10 and Cloud Gouger. So like what if he uses the ranged attack effect of Cloud Gouger, but like uses it to spread the protections of Nishiki to other people?
Well, I think it's two separate swords now.
You think he's gonna make 2 separate swords?
Yeah, because on the papers it says new N10 and new Cloud Gouger. It's written as 2 different things.
I just
I
don't know if he has
agree.
enough raw material to do that.
Well, I also
Unless he's
think
gonna make
that
2 daggers.
Yeah, where are they getting the Dotenseki from? Like, you're gonna have to pick it up off of dead Hishaku soldiers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I also think that the Enchanted Blades that Chihiro's form, it's not going to be the same Inten. I think like we may have a few of the same abilities, but I could easily
I feel like
see
it's gonna have a different name.
Well, he
No.
needs N10 for sure. I mean,
No.
Nishiki, excuse me.
Yeah, I think it's Inten for sure. I don't think we're changing the name of the blade, but I think the abilities may change, or it's going to be we're going to have more than 3 abilities for Inten. And Cloud Gouger may just be different in general because, like, he's not his father forging these blades. Chihiro's like his own guy doing it, you know? It's going to be, like, different.
Yeah,
You know what I
worse,
really want?
most likely.
I
What's
want
up?
What?
enchanted blades that have like a better security system built into them, because the current security system is basically only that the person contracted to the blade is allowed to use it, but I feel like that's kind of weak. And I know Kunoshige at that point in time was running low on time, so he just bounded all the sorceries together to the Shinuchi and whatnot. But I feel like now that Chihiro has more time, that he can think it through, he can see what went wrong the last time, he can, build some better things.
My only thing about that is, like, I feel like Kunoshige didn't expect anybody to be able to kill these people,
Yeah.
which had to have been part of his choice. Like, I don't think he saw these people and had any doubt in his mind that they would live.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like a Darth Maul situation, like I put in chat just now.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Dude, imagine that would be. I mean,
that would be
but
crazy.
that would be fire. That would be fire.
Kurenten Gumo.
If that happens, I don't...
Just fucking shiny.
That's going to be...
If that happens, Karasu's got to like chug a whole bottle of Everclear.
That's going to be
No,
I'm just
the
doubling up
craziest
on
day
his.
on the internet.
If anything
no,
happens,
that only happens
Karasu has
if
to.
I don't even know what Red said anymore. I forgot.
If
can
Sojo
gamble.
is Chihiro's mom.
Oh yeah. Only I'm not doing this over Kurenten Gumo because that would be pretty sick, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I
have
think
to
it
do
might
it
just
with
be like the whole
everything that
Gyarados
happens.
thing. The Gyarados.
If
lore.
Sojo was Chihiro's mother, that'd be a very problematic age gap for Kunoshige and Sojo.
They're lying about the
I-
age. That's why.
It's a Kenjaku thing. Don't worry.
Oh, they're lying
Oh,
about
God.
both the age and
Oh
gender.
God.
No, it's a clone using the DNA of Chihiro's mom.
Whoa.
Whoa, indeed.
Actually, it's Chihiro's
is-
mom's sorcery. She makes a clone of herself.
There's a whole
Just
tree of
happened to be a
Sojos.
man.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I mean, like it could be like I said, the whole like what is this evolution of what is this like evolution of N10 and Cloud Gouger gonna be? And it could just be, like the whole like it being just N10 and it's just like the Cloud Gouger's just kind of enhancing everything. Maybe it's gonna give him more like 3 more abilities. Which I mean, those the 3 abilities of Cloud Gouger, it's cool, but I mean, like when Nishiki Chihiro, at this point is probably already keeping up with what he was doing with what Sojo was doing. But I mean, I guess there's still usage for like the ice and all that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just a greater evolution of just the 3 abilities themselves.
Well,
It'll be interesting to see what that
who
plays
could
out.
wield Cloud Gouger in like the main cast? Because like, is
Chihiro.
Chihiro going to keep that on him, or somebody else going to grab it?
No, it's how he
Yeah.
always has like a long
He's gonna
blade
give
and
it
a
to
short blade.
Natsuki.
Oh, that makes so much sense. Holy shit! Yeah. I'm sorry I was such a
And
dumbass and even had to ask that question. My B.
Well, okay, granted,
But
like a lot
now-
of people don't want Natsuki to get the sword.
Me
Agreed.
for one.
No, it would make
Yeah, I'm not-
such a
Damn,
good
y'all
duo
some
between
haters.
Aruha and Natsuki. Absolutely. give
Well,
it to
Aruha's-
Aruha
Natsuki.
doesn't have a
Aruha's
sword
dope.
either.
He'll get it back
Oh,
from
he's
Hirihiko
probably gonna
soon.
give it to Uruha then.
Uruha probably doesn't want to wield that thing no more.
Probably not.
Actually, if I had to guess, Uruha would probably wield Toby Mune before Iori.
You
No.
No,
Yeah,
think
God,
about it.
that's-
That's like his master sword.
That's like the most
but I don't see why-
limp take I've ever heard.
Damn,
But he's
limp.
already an experienced blade wielder, and it's an already existing, perfectly healthy blade.
I mean, let Chihiro rock 3 nukes on his hip. Screw it.
No.
I got Zoro 3 sword style. Chihiro gets all 3.
3 big sticks walk around like Zoro.
Dude, instead
now
of
if-
another
now
enchanted
it-
blade, why doesn't he make an enchanted brass knuckle? That way he can wield both at the same
Enchanted
time.
brass knuckle.
Well, like an enchanted Wakazashi, like his short sword, like the Cloud Gouger,
Yeah.
and then he has his Enten.
Cloud Gouger's just his throwing blade.
Yeah, because he'd be throwing them
Enchanted.
swords, and now he could swap places too. So,
He can?
He never threw a sword at
or
Soga.
he could bring the
That's-
sword
yes, he
back to him
can.
and shit.
You should give the short sword Cloud Gouger an ability like Thor's hammer where it just always homes back in on him. That'd be cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Ooh.
Chihiro just throws it and
That'd be
sits down
sick.
for a while.
Here, y'all continue. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and instead of like just
I mean-
homing in on him, it would be like a lightning strike that returns to him. Yeah.
Yeah, the down
Who
stroke.
do we think will wield Cloud Gouger though? Because I feel like
I don't think.
Char.
I think it's just gonna be one sword.
No, I think Natsuki is such a good answer there because, like, Iruha had his time with the blade, and it adds more dichotomy now with Iruha not having a blade but Natsuki having one. That's such
I'm gonna
I feel like on the-
I
if
love
Natsuki
that
gets it.
idea.
I feel like on the other hand though, it's like you can argue it both ways at the same time. Because on the other hand, it's like he wanted a blade for so long, and then you give him one, and it's like I feel like it's almost like
He's gonna
you
die.
never
very
needed one in the
quickly.
first place. You know, and it almost goes against
Well,
like
maybe-
him wanting one for so long and then just finally giving him one. You know
Well,
what I mean?
who knows?
It's like
Maybe these blades don't have eternal contracts.
it.
Maybe, like, Chihiro doesn't have time or doesn't know how to implement that. So, like, Natsuki can wield a blade, be like, I don't need this shit, and then just pull out his 2 blades and win a battle or something, and then somebody else gets the blade. Like, who knows? We could see, like, the enchanted blades being, like, swapped through so many hands.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the whole, like, I guess, or at least how I perceive everything is like at the end of the story, because we know, like, at the end of the story, basically all the enchanted blades are gonna, be gone. Yeah, and so at some point we do have to start getting rid of them. Like, I mean, I obviously thought, and like I was wrong, but I thought like Toby Mune was gonna get, Samura was either gonna burn up the blade before he dies, or Soga was gonna, we know Soga didn't want to destroy the blades though, so that didn't really stick. But basically, if we bring back another enchanted blade, that just hypes up the chances for Soga to get another enchanted blade on his side. Because all these things, if Soga catches anybody with an enchanted blade out in the open, it's basically his for the taking. Like, if Yori gets Toby Mune, she's an easy target.
Well, I also feel that, like, they're going to go in hiding for a long time before they even think. Like, I think we're going to have an easy 50 chapters, if not more, before our cast starts interacting with Soga in any meaningful way again. Because, like, there's just too, like, Soga may be like, hey, you Hishaku guys, I want you 3 right there. I think they're hiding out in the woods with Itsuko. I want you guys to go out and deal with them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Soga is just going to be a non-issue for a good portion of the series because there's no way that anybody can deal with him unless they get stronger. Maybe we have the Seitai War, or maybe the Seitai arc, where they go to the island, or the Shikoku arc. They go to island to get away from Soga, and then they come back and try to confront him. Like, we're going to have
I don't think that would make
without
sense.
Soga.
I mean, there's also the thing of like Chihiro, like we're expecting Chihiro to make like a quality of sword of like Kunishige, because we know he helped make Enten and he was there for it and all that. But Kunishige is like he made the Magatsumi, so it's gonna be. I mean, I guess it's just a shonen type of development where this sword's just gonna come out and all the experiences with Kunishige will allow him to craft a sword that's gonna basically help him bring home the win in the end. But another thing.
Maybe he has
Damn,
to
I
go see
just
like
lost my train of thought.
maybe he has to go see like Subaru or the Pink Bear to like get ideas for the swords, and that's how he introduced them, is so Chihiro can finish forging the blade because like something's missing.
Dude, I hadn't thought about like somebody on the other side getting Cloud Gouger, and now I like that idea because I feel like if we just have all of them, that
Kazan should be able to get the information of where Ichiki, or like where. Well, he knows where they sent Subaru and Pinky, but
Fucking
like obviously
Kazan, traitorous worm.
they could have. Now they still could have moved them, since then. But if by some way they got like a hold of their like trail. I mean, Kazan still like being who he was, he can get information. So they're probably going to use him to get information of where the sword bearers were being held. So they'll probably be on their trail because Kaguri already has Subaru's blade.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So their whole thing is they're gonna prioritize getting rid of those two sword bearers. So that way they can, Soga can like enlist them for the good of Japan. And once that happens, the state of Kagurabachi is going to get very chaotic, because then it's going to be EBs out looking for EBs.
I'm sure
Yeah.
the Hishaku already know where the Kutentashiya shrine and where Subaru is.
Well, they moved them, remember?
I still
After
think,
the Samura betrayal.
yeah, but I'm still
hope-
sure that they've got a line of understanding where they are.
I hope Hakuri's okay.
He's
Hope that
chilling.
par- I hope that part of the plan still stands because like his storehouse ability is still key in my eyes. I
Hakuri will
don't
be
think
a-okay.
Chihiro's going to be able to do it without at least Subaru's help, and the other bearer.
Yeah, I mean we also can't expect those last two enchanted blade bears to have any kind of character arc close to Samura.
Yeah, definitely.
It's
Oh yeah, for
it's
sure.
impossible. So I mean, we could very well see one of them get done off fairly quickly. In part 2, like to kind of
it's
start it
bound
off
to
with a
happen, but not
bang.
before
I hope-
Chihiro learns their
I really
sword
hope it's
style.
not Pinky. I would not be able to handle that discourse.
Okazono isn't going to be,
Seriously.
the allegations.
No. Sorry,
No, you're
I had a
good.
moment. I think that we
Wait.
should. I think that the Hishaku should steal Reforged Cloud Gouger, and Hokuto should get it.
Who's going to make it, Cal?
That's fucked
Huh.
up.
You know what? I told y'all she was a traitor, right?
You know what? You called it. Thanks, Peace Envoy, for exposing
that's
your
it.
members to us.
That's it. Me and Shiny infiltrated the headquarters of Kamunabi, and we about to come out with a W.
I think
Except
that
I'm
we give
gonna
it to
double cross you
Hokuto,
all.
and I think we give it to
Oh,
Hokuto,
shit.
and then there's the whole angst of like, wow, the guy that killed Misaka is now the one using Cloud Gouger. I think it's
No.
kind of tea. I don't know.
No, I think because it was so
Let me cook.
sorcery, and I like Hokuto's source or puppet sorcery so much. I don't want him to lose that by wielding an enchanted blade.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let's give it to Bingo.
Yes.
That's a bum right there.
What?
Mr. Inazuma.
Yes.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Now that's the
Inazuma,
right
that
answer.
dude.
Yes,
kid's
give
a
the
kid.
nuke to a 10-year-old.
Hey,
Hey,
start
guys
them
ever played
young.
Fallout?
Yeah, Fallout 3.
They give nukes to 10-year-olds in that
Also, I
game.
just realized, wasn't Soga like a wielder of a blade since like a really young age?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, Inazuma can start now.
Yeah, start
Oh,
them off
shit.
young.
Indoctrinate them
training
into the
us.
system. Hands down, I can't say it's my favorite series ever so far, but it is hands down at least my second favorite series.
Slay.
And I'm excited for this new era that we are
I'm
moving
excited
into.
for part 2.
Straight up. And we're just getting right into it. Okay, we're getting a bonus chapter this week, but
We are.
Oh, so
next But like the next, yep, we're getting a bonus chapter this week. But the
They
next
haven't
chapter-
properly announced that
did you
yet.
just spoil us?
They haven't properly
Spoiler
announced
alert.
that yet.
I'm pretty sure. Wait, really?
No,
Did
they
you
have
just-
not properly
did you,
announced
Are
that
you a
yet.
spoilers reader? Oh, ew, filthy spoiler
Leaks?
reader.
Oh, I read it somewhere. Who? What? No.
Reading leaks?
It's
Ow,
not
slime him
properly
out.
announced.
We gotta slime you, bro.
Okay,
I read it
okay. Because of that, this episode will now be coming out after the next chapter releases. If Karasu
Oh,
did
sorry.
truly just spoil all
We're
of
on-
us,
Yeah, we're on part 1.5.
I knew because Mike up texted me. I mean, he was. By the
I
way,
actually haven't
bonus
read it
chapter.
yet, so like I don't know.
But
Sure.
But I read on Twitter that it was a.
no, you
Always
did
a
not.
road profile
You know
picture.
you
Always
did
a road profile picture,
It was
bro.
not Twitter. It was not Twitter. I'll tell you that right
Bro,
now.
hate agenda.
Yeah, you just made Ro look even worse, and that's kind of hard to do.
No, because
Oh,
I
God.
deleted Twitter for the I was gonna delete it until Sunday, but then Mike up DM'd me and he was like, "Oh, by the way, friend told me it's a bonus chapter," and I was like, "Oh, okay." But I haven't announced that I'm, you know what I mean, like back on Twitter because no one's announced that it's actually like properly a bonus chapter yet, so I don't want to spoil that.
Oh God! Can we just like cut that out of the video completely?
no, we're keeping that in.
I'm gonna cut it out of my brain. Push me to the edge.
I mean, Cross, if you
I
want me to
actually
cut that
haven't
out,
read
I
it
can.
yet, though. I actually haven't read it yet, though, so I really don't know what it's about. But
Then do you just want to do
It's
like
okay, you're
another take
forgiven for
where you're
now.
just like, well, next time
yeah.
we're having chapter number 113, you know?
Yeah, who knows
Ah,
who knows?
Sojo's bathhouse number 3.
We're
Dude.
recording this on Friday morning before the chapter
I
comes
hope it's
out.
another Sojo chapter. That'd be awesome.
Oh my gosh, there's so many reactions to the GIF.
Oh my God! They just keep growing.
I didn't know you could add multiple.
Yeah,
Shiny.
keep going.
My eyes on you for that nauseated reaction, by the way, buddy.
I mean, am I wrong though?
Hey, that body is healthy, okay?
I don't think so.
Don't body
Okay, who
shame.
put the
washed.
crying cat?
No, Ibuki's beautiful. Chill.
He is. No, I don't need to see his face. I know he has a scar on his face, and I know he still looks hot.
Real. Yes. 100%.
He's like Vash the Stampede.
Oh God! Now it's getting even crazier.
Leave my fanfics alone.
Oh, geez. Oh, okay. Well, I am getting close to having to go here. So, does everyone want to give like their kind of final thoughts on the end of this first part of Kagurabachi?
Peak.
I just want to say one thing. The last time Chihiro saw Hakuri was in chapter 49.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God!
that's why I dislike, I don't think chapter 112 works as an arc conclusion. As an arc conclusion chapter, I did not think it was all that great, to be honest. It was a good chapter in a vacuum, but I mean, how do we not see Hakuri and Chihiro's reunion after all that?
I agree. I think there should have been one more
Bruh.
chapter. I think
Bruh.
112 could be the way it is, and then have another chapter after. Like,
Like
The group that-
prioritizing the Samura
was with
bullshit.
each other.
Like we get it. Just
well,
let
it
that
like it
fake
made
blind
sense
man
to like,
go.
it made sense to like see Iori's reaction first. I think because if we didn't see Iori's reaction to first, and like we saw everyone else's, and then Iori's,
Oh my
I
God,
think
her
that would
trying
be
to
like a
break Toby
separate.
Monet over her knee
issue.
was so funny.
That was funny. But like I do think we did need another chapter, to be honest, of like he sees Iori and then we catch up with everybody else again, and then Chihiro starts
like,
forging. I think another chapter
Shiba-
would have been useful.
Shiba had to teleport them all to the same place.
Yeah.
You know, that way.
Well, I mean, now what are
So-
the chances though that Hakuri took a couple people in the storehouse with him?
I mean, he has
that
at least
dude's
one.
brain gotta be mush.
He has one person in the storehouse.
Oh my God! Hopefully,
How
you
do-
didn't forget
I
him.
mean, and the thing is, like the flashback, the whole like. Eventually, I just want to see Chihiro like deal with like the adversity or like the aftermath of things, like in real time.
Hmm
instead of him like we get a flashback and we find out that he found out about the 200,000 lives and all that. Like let's see that stuff in real time. And like now we're gonna have to see their reunion and a flashback. Which I'm not saying that that's bad writing or anything. Just personally, I would have just liked to see it happen as it, like 112 could have started where like wherever they got teleported, most likely where Hiyuki and the other sword bearers were. And then, we go from there. Then we get, the 4 days later time skip, and then he's at Yori and the Masumi.
Yeah, I would have liked to see what everyone's up to, for sure.
Well,
Righty,
that'll do it for the Hishaku Hideout. Thanks for coming on. I'm just playing.
So Edo, is that all you had to say about the end of part 1?
Yeah, apart from, to me, it was one of the best chapters of the first part. Chapter 112 and 85. And I don't want to hear otherwise.
Hell yeah. Shiny, you got any final thoughts?
Doom and destruction are coming. Fair Soga, the hero who will save us all.
Okay. That's okay. Red.
I think it was a good conclusion. But if it did like the Chainsaw Man thing where it took like a year break, bad. It would be bad because nothing really got that resolved.
Yeah, oh my
But
gosh.
I
that'd be
understand why
horrendous.
it's a part 1 because the status quo changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you think like at the
Yeah.
end of a part, you would want to like have a firm grasp of, because like we do know that they are safe. So like I felt like we should have just saw it, that reunion, because Hakuri is so important to Chihiro.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, man, we don't get to see their reunion after all that. Like we've
Right.
been waiting for them to like reconnect, especially after all like everything that's happened. So much has happened, in fact. Chihiro died twice, basically. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dude, I'm so on board with this logic. I love Chihiro and Hikari so much, and I 100% agree with you.
So Glow and Cal, you got any final words here?
Yeah,
I think I've yapped enough.
No.
Yeah, you gotta glow.
Part 2, I want to see more Ikura. I love Ikura. I want to see him part of the main cast, like the 4th, I want to see his character growth and development. And also the one guy from the Kyoto Bloodshed Hotel who was learning the one sword style, who was like, that guy Hirohiko, he's got so much talent. He mastered it just like that. Him for main cast.
Yeah, cut up into pieces, I think, right?
No, he's alive. Not
Well,
the one.
I
thought after he threw the key, I thought he got the key to Chihiro, and then after he got the key to Chihiro, the Hirohiko sliced him up into pieces. I could be misremembering though, my bad.
No,
Wait, who, Akura?
He's alive. He's alive.
Yeah.
Akura's chilling.
He's alive.
He was the MVP of the Kyoto arc. The
No, not
Setsu.
Ikura.
It's not.
All right.
What was it's Sengoku was the name of the guy. It was one of his pupils. That's who I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was his underling. I know which one you're talking about.
I don't think he died though. I think he just got very mortally wounded, but I don't think he's dead. I know mortally wounded, and I'll just stop talking. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, and with that, perfect transition into an ending. So thank you everybody for coming on. Glad to have Hishaku Hideout, Tiberuis, and Shiny. It was good to have you guys on.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
So we will link everyone's channels down below in the description, obviously, and we'll send you links for collaborator stuff, guys. So just also get with Glow, message Glow about some images that we use for our backgrounds.
I mean, you could just use EBK's dad bod for me, honestly.
Perfect. Well, other than that, almost forgot. Check out Kagurabachi dubs, guys. We plug them. They're super cool. I can't say any more about that, but they're awesome. All right, everybody. It was good to be here today.
Yeah, man. Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, no problem. Deuces G.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, friends, family, and wayward members of the Kamunabi. This has been your host, Karasu, and as always, we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks to everyone who is a part of this project, Glowplasma, Calcan 7, and Edo Serafino. I love you all, and thank you for being here. And as always, special thanks to Glow for always editing the videos and helping to keep the channel alive. If you enjoyed the show, go ahead and drop a comment. We love those. And if you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.